inaugurated the release of funds for the house construction of flood effectees in Sindh province at a conference in Karachi. The conference was jointly organized by the Sindh government and United Nations Development Programme to discuss the rehabilitation of the flood-affected areas of the province. The funds will be initially utilized in 8 flood-affected districts of the province, including Larkana, Sakkar, Dadu, Hyderabad, Tatta, Shahid Benazirabad, Umarkot and Tando Allahyar. Sindh's Chief Minister Syed Murad Ali informed on the occasion that around 2.1 million houses have been damaged in the floods in the province. Meanwhile, the Sindh government, under the public-private partnership, signed an agreement for the reconstruction of the flood-affected houses. Hadi Baksh of Sindh Rural Support Program and Chief Executive Officer Housing, Khalid Sheikh, signed the agreement.
For the first time in the history, 6 Pakistani seeds traveled to space and sojourned there for 6 months. The project was initiated with collaboration of China to provide opportunities for further research on plants in different conditions. More in the following report by our correspondent Rahul Basharat.
Ministry of Science and Technology, Embassy of China, Comstek and International Center for Chemical and Biological Center, University of Karachi, jointly held a ceremony to celebrate the landmark of China-Pakistan Space Science and Technology Cooperation on the eve of the return of Pakistani seeds from Chinese space. This space mutation for crop improvement project is a research work that will not only provide opportunities for further research on other planets, but also make plant cultivation easier in harsh weather conditions. According to the scientists, cultivation of medicinal plants is still at the initial stage in Pakistan, so this project is a milestone in the development of Pakistani medicinal plants, drug discovery and clinical trials. Addressing to the ceremony, Federal Minister for Planning and Development, Professor Dr. S. N. Iqbal, said that the Seeds in Space project is a milestone in collaborations between scientists of both countries.
Pakistan and China are also running a very close space cooperation program. We have launched our remote sensing satellite with the help of China. We are also hoping to develop our space center in collaboration with China.
Charles D. Affairs Chinese Embassy in Pakistan, Ms. Pang Shunshui, said, experiment represents a landmark in China-Pakistan science and technology cooperation and will be recorded in the history.
The Chinese space station is an important part of United Nations Global Shared Space Initiative and is open to all UN of our 2 countries. And both countries are committed to building a closer China-Pakistan community with a shared future in the new era.
Speaking at the occasion, Pakistani scientist and group lead of the project, Professor Dr. Iqbal Chaudhry, said this foundational step will drive future cooperation between China and Pakistan in the field of space science.
This project is about using space for the benefit of humanity. So this project was initiated with the objective to see the effect of space gravity and space radiation on seeds.
Speaker said this project is a cornerstone in advancing space science, herbal medicine and research between Pakistan and China. Pak-China collaboration in the fields of agriculture and space technology will mark new horizons of friendship between 2 brotherly countries. Rahul Basharat, PTV World, Islamabad.
Coming up next is sports segment with Ehsan Haqqani.
On with the world of sports, I'm Ehsan Haqqani. Starting off with cricket, the preparations for the teams for Pakistan Super League are underway as the teams are busy playing the practice sessions. In the warm-up match in Karachi, Peshawar's Zalmi participated in the practice session and played an inter-squad practice match. Under the leadership of Babar Azam, Zalmi players are excited to win the title. In Lahore, the defending champions Lahore Qalandars took part in the practice session as well. The practice match, where the PSL 8 will start from February the 13th in Multan. Multan Sultans and Lahore Qalandars will compete in the opening match. All matches of the PSL 8 will be sponsored by PTV Sports to be held and shown on HD. The names of the singers of the Pakistan Super League Season 8 anthem have been made public. According to the PSL management, the official anthem of the Season 8 has been sung by the renowned singers Asim Azhar, Shai Gill and Faris Shafi. The anthem has been produced by Abdullah Siddiqui, while the anthem for PSL 8 will be released soon. International trail runner David Kilgore from the United States has won the World Marathon Challenge, averaging 2 hours 56 minutes despite a time of 3 hours and 23 minutes in the strong winds and cold temperatures of Antarctica. The event sees the competition's attempts to complete 7 marathons across the 7 continents in 7 days. This challenge year begins in Novo, Antarctica on January the 31st before stopping off in Cape Town, Perth, Dubai, Madrid, Fortaleza en route to the finish line in Miami. The overall winner of the World Marathon Challenge is the runner who manages to run the fastest time on average across the 7 continents. Deir Kaine, meanwhile, also the United States athlete, claimed the women's title, while another American 80-year-old Dan Little returned to the competition after a 4-year hiatus to complete the 7 marathons in as many days. Cold and dry weather is expected in most parts of the country, while very cold in upper areas during the next 24 hours. However, cloudy weather is likely to have rain, wind and thunderstorm and snowfall over the hills. That is also expected in the isolated places in North Balochistan, Gilgit-Baltistan and Upper Khyber Pakhtunkhwa during the night time. The Met Office informed that a westerly wave is affecting and likely to be affecting the western parts of the country from tonight, and likely to grip upper parts of the country tomorrow and may persist over the northern areas till 10th of February. Under the influence of this weather system, the rain, wind, thunderstorm and the snowfall over the hills with few moderate or isolated heavy falls are expected in Murray, Galyat, Kashmir, Gilgit-Baltistan and Upper KP. That's all about it from my side. It's back to the main desk.
Well, thank you, Haqqani. With this, we come towards the end of our bulletin now. For more details and live streaming, log on to our website, worlds.ptv.com.pk. Find us on our Facebook page in the name of PTV World. And don't forget to follow us on our Twitter handle, @WorldPTV. It's goodbye for now from our side. Myself, Ali Ahmed, along with my co-anchor, Hira Mustafa, Ehsan Haqqani, and the entire newsroom team of PTV World.
This is the magnificent story of the land, which is marked by miraculous brilliance from start to end and from end to infinity. The land that gave birth to heroes who battled the long, tiring journey of faith and hope while shedding blood and sweat in the name of a noble cause of laying a foundation stone of an independent state where their children could live in peace and harmony. The sons of the soil braved out unprecedented hardships to seek a shelter of freedom they'd been waiting for. The sacrifices of this nation's incredible people set millions of...
Hello and welcome to PTV World Live from Islamabad. I'm Hira Mustafa with the top stories of this hour. Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif expresses displeasure over the performance of Special Technology Zones Authority and forms a committee under the chairmanship of Finance Minister Asad Daud to make the authority functional. Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif directs to accelerate the privatization process of public sector enterprises, which has been recommended by the Privatization Board. He says transparency must be the foremost priority in the privatization process. Pakistan is committed for every support to earthquake-affected Turkey. Finance Minister Asad says Prime Minister Relief Fund has been established for Turkey, Syria quake. Pakistan sent special relief consignments to earthquake-hit Turkey and Syria. PIA transports over 21 tons of relief assistance to the quake-affected people of Turkey and Syria. The dead toll from a massive quake that struck Turkey and Syria on Monday rises to more than 11,200, with rescuers racing to reach trapped survivors for a third day. Officials and medics say 6,957 people had died in Turkey and 2,547 in Syria. The joint sitting of Parliament unanimously adopts resolution to express solidarity with Kashmiri people. Lawmakers express concern and condemn continued illegal detention and incarceration of Kashmiri political leaders and activists. Pakistan should follow the world's best practices and innovations in order to ensure safety on the road. President Dr. Arif Ali says road accident is one of the biggest issues which needs to be tackled through better planning and implementation of relevant laws. Foreign Minister Bilawal Bhutto Zardari inaugurates release of funds for house construction of flood affectees in Sindh province at a conference in Karachi. The funds will be initially utilized in 8 flood-affected districts of the province, including Larkana, Sakhar, Dadu, Hyderabad, Thatta, Shaheed Benazirabad, Umarkot, and Tandu Alayar. Security forces killed 12 TTP terrorists in an intelligence-based operation in Lucky Marwat. Weapons, ammunition, and Afghan currency were also recovered. Pakistan Navy's multinational maritime exercise Aman 23 will begin in Karachi from Friday. The 5-day exercise will involve participation of over 50 countries, with ships, aircraft, special OPS forces, marine teams, and observers. Preparations of teams for Pakistan Super League are underway as teams are busy playing practice sessions. In a warm-up match in Karachi, Peshawar Zalmi participated in the practice session and played an inter-squad practice match. Under the leadership of Babar Azam, Zalmi players are excited to win the title. For more details on live streaming, log on to our website world.ptv.com.pk. Coming up next is Newsroom. Stay tuned to PTV World.
This is the magnificent story of the land which is marked by miraculous brilliance from start to end and from end to infinity. The land that gave birth to heroes who battled the long, tiring journey of faith and hope while shedding blood and sweat in the name of a noble cause of laying a foundation stone of an independent state where their children could live in peace and harmony. The sons of the soil braved out unprecedented hardships to seek a shelter of freedom they'd been waiting for. The sacrifices of this nation's incredible people set millions of hearts ablaze around the globe. This magnificent country became an ultimate harbor refugee and an ecstatic resort where people, irrespective of their caste and creed, shared space together in harmony and love. To them, this country is their faith, their hope, and their life. And as Mr. Jinnah rightly said, we have undoubtedly achieved Pakistan, and that too without bloody war, practically peacefully, by moral and intellectual process, and with the power of the pen, which is no less mighty than that of the sword, and so our righteous cause has triumphed. Are we going to besmear and tarnish this greatest achievement for which there is no parallel in the history of the world? Pakistan is now a fait accompli and can never be undone. Besides, it was the only just, honorable and practical solution of the most complex constitutional problem of this great subcontinent. Let us now plan to build and reconstruct and regenerate our great nation. With faith, discipline and selfless devotion to the duty, there is nothing worthwhile that you cannot achieve.
Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of Dine with World. We have some cold recipe salads, juices. We're also making a pasta, my favorite segment of the show.
Raise your words, not voice. It is rain that grows flowers, not thunder.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to Newsroom. I'm your host, Khalid Butt. Today is the 8th of February 2023, and these are the stories that we will be discussing in detail in the course of the show. We'll begin with the latest updates as far as the earthquake that struck Turkey as well as Syria is concerned. The latest casualties, as per Al Jazeera, is that the number of casualties, as in those who have lost their lives, have perished as a result of this earthquake, has crossed 11,000. And at the same time, from Turkey, 8,700 or more have lost their lives, whereas from Syria, although the numbers from Syria are not coming as they are coming from Turkey, nevertheless, the number of those who have perished is more than 2,500. A lot of buildings have collapsed, a lot of people need help, children need help. There are a lot of rescue stories that have made the headlines across the world on how children were brought back from the rubble after 40 to 50 hours, whether it be in Syria or in Turkey. There are heartening stories, but at the same time there is a lot of anguish within the people as well as to how their future will be happening and under the current circumstances and the number of aftershocks that are happening. A lot of people are saying that the number of aftershocks are going to remain for a couple of days. This is going to be our leading segment, and of course Pakistan, that is on the forefront to help its Syrian and Turk brothers. Our second segment, ladies and gentlemen, today concerns the Aman exercise, the 23rd Aman exercise, as far as, and also the Pakistan International Maritime Expo and Conference, otherwise known as PMEC. To date, 7 exercises have been conducted, and the 8th exercise now is planned in this very month, and in which around 50 countries will be participating. What is the importance of these Aman exercises? What is PMEC? How important is the collaboration of these 50 countries? What do these 50 countries get from coming to Pakistan and jointly doing these exercises? We'll be discussing that and more during the course of our second story. And our third story concerns Google, that has said that it is going to release a controversial chatbot named Bard, which will set up an artificial intelligence showdown with Microsoft, that has invested billions in the creators of ChatGPT. We've all heard about ChatGPT. If not, go to social media. There are tons of articles as far as ChatGPT are concerned and how it has changed the lives of many. So, of course, all the major platforms, social media platforms, want to follow suit and want to create their own version of ChatGPT. This software convincingly mimics human writing. Let's come to our first segment, and that concerns the earthquake that has happened in Turkey and Syria, the thousands of lives that have been lost, and the thousands more that have been injured, and the scores of people who have been rendered homeless. More in the following report. But before we go to the report, let's come to our guest who has joined us, Dr. Jamil Ahmed Khan, former ambassador and foreign affairs analyst. Joins us online. Sir, thank you very much to have joined us. When you look at the casualties, Dr. Saab, as far as the earthquake in Turkey and in Syria are concerned, does that surprise you, the increase in the number of casualties? Should we expect this number to further rise in the coming days?
In any such disaster, particularly earthquake, the casualties, what you are seeing is, if not double, it becomes triple. So I am only wishing that it should restrict to minimum casualties, because once the rubble starts being removed and once those injured people, we don't have the exact figures, it has not been released yet because the government still is trying to ascertain about the number of injured people. So normally, as a thumb rule, the injured people in any such disaster are minimum 3 times. So that means about 33,000, about 40,000 people injured. And what happens is, out of those injured, about 1/4 is come to those injuries. So we are only wishing and praying that the casualty should be minimized. And the reasons why I'm expecting that the casualties could be reduced is that there are about more than 330 rescue teams arrived just within about 48 hours in Turkey, and including Pakistan's team, which has reached there with 3C130 aircraft of the C130 of the Air Force. So, so many countries have gone there, and Turkey has latest equipment. the areas where this thing has happened, they've been able to, not at all the places, but in some places they have reached. Turkey and Syria together, they have suffered a very heavy losses. But we are mindful that in any difficult time, Turkey was there to stand with Pakistan. And Pakistani people during the United India time, from 1919 to 1923, once there was a national movement, War of Independence, people of this part of the world, which is now Pakistan, they had gone in a very large number, and Turkish people, they still remember it, and they remember it from the core of their heart. They respect it. So at the same time in 2005, once we had this disaster in our country, Turkey was one of those very first country which sent 30 C-130 aircraft with medicines, with relief package of about 150 million, financial assistance about 100 million, relief goods worth of 50 million, including 1 million blankets, and also flour and the sugar. So much of assistance. And the 2 Turkish relief workers, they died during the rescue phase of the earthquake of Pakistan in 2005, or rather 8th October 2005. So we don't forget that, and we have not forgotten this. They're kind of a relief to us, the assistance to us, and what to talk of earthquake, even during flood, the mega flood and super flood both. The recent one and the previous one.
Dr. Saab, Turkey has really always been there for Pakistan in times of need, and as you have enunciated about the different examples, the different tough times which Pakistan has faced, and Turkey was always there for Pakistan. And of course, it is but normal that Pakistan reciprocates in this time of need for its brother country of Turkey. In this time also, 3 months of emergency has been imposed by Recep Tayyip Erdogan. Do you feel that in these 3 months, Turkey will be able to stand on its own, looking at the devastation and also looking at the aftershocks that have not yet finished?
That's right. In fact, these 3 months which appears that they want to have this for the relief, rescue, and the initial stabilization. But the rehabilitation and reconstruction will take years and years. So basically, that seems to be one of the reasons that the president of Turkey was found the necessity of imposing emergency in Turkey. And this earthquake was not a normal earthquake like in Pakistan. It was 7.6 in Pakistan magnitude. In Turkey, it is 7.8 magnitude. 7.8.
But you know, there was not one earthquake. There were so many, several earthquakes, even one of 7.5 magnitude that happened a couple of hours later, and that kind of exacerbated the already deteriorating conditions as a result of the first earthquake that had happened. Around more than 70 countries are helping Turkey in this hour of need. How do you see the global response to this devastation in Turkey as well as in Syria?
I think to start with, within about 48 hours, these many number of rescue teams, which I just said, 330 rescue teams, which means a large number of people with their relief, the initial relief equipment, they have reached there, which seems that it's a very reasonable response which Turkey has got it. Therefore, I expect that there would be more, because UN OCHA has already mobilized the world community, and the world community is now quite mobilized to send more teams and more relief and more assistance. And not only that, I am skeptical about the voice sound, because I'm not hearing anything. So if it's okay and if the sound is okay, I should proceed.
Yes, we are hearing you properly, Dr. Saab. No issues from our end.
All right. That's perfect. Now, the refugees of Syrians, there are 4 million, who have been affected by this earthquake. So we would not forget even those people, the refugees who were already on the assistance of the UN. So they have also been devastated on that. Turkey, basically with the aftershock, but they are expected, or I only hope it doesn't happen, but they are situated on the Anatolian plate, and that means it's running from the two major fault lines. So we should only wish that the further shocks and further devastation should not happen, and it run from west to east. So we are quite skeptical about it, and that could be one of the major reasons that the 3 months emergency has been imposed. So that's where they stand now, and personally feel we have reached in Turkey.
All right, Dr. Saab, you talked about UNOCHA. I'd like to also add something that the World Health Organization said. They said that 23 million people are going to be affected by this earthquake, so the world needs to be really very quick and swift as far as helping the countries that are in need, that is Turkey and Syria. Do you feel that there needs to be an emergency session of the United Nations to counter or to discuss the mechanisms to put into place as a result of this devastating earthquake?
First step of that the extraordinary sessions of United Nations, whether it's General Assembly or basically General Assembly or the Donors Conference, is not organized by UN Organization for the Coordination. They have already, the WHO comes under that umbrella, the nation of UN agency, that is UN OCHA. So can very quickly envisage that the United Nations probably, and if they have not planned, they should rather take a step. But more importantly, the OIC countries, the OIC platform is available for the extraordinary session, and the OIC platform should convene the extraordinary session of the head of states. If not head of states, then at least the Council of Ministers, which is their Article 9. If I remember it correctly. So Article 9 of the Charter of OIC, if they invoke that, they should also pool up their resources and help Turkey on this level. That's one of the ingredients of the purpose, the preamble of the OIC countries, 57 countries together, and that could make a huge difference. It's a member country of the OIC, and I think the country that Turkish people, they definitely deserve that the platform which is meant for the collaboration of Muslim countries, they should gear up themselves. I only hope that, and then this is one platform, and there is no politics in it. It's a disaster, so they can always get together, and if not, then Pakistan is a pattern member of OIC, and Pakistan can always requisition the mechanism and the procedure of calling for an extraordinary meeting is any member country can requisition an extraordinary committee, and then it goes by circulation to all the members, and if there are more than 50% members, they agree to it, the summit is held. And I personally feel that if it is initiated by Pakistan, our Foreign Office probably will do it in the near future. If not, then they should consider that. Once it is acquisition, that could really provide a huge, huge.
Dr. Saab, I understand that needs to be initiated by Pakistan. I think Pakistan should, because Pakistan has been at the forefront when it comes to helping its Turk as well as its Syrian brothers and sisters. I'd like to shift the focus on Syria a little bit. The Syrian Red Crescent has appealed to Western countries to lift the sanctions and provide aid, as the government of course has issues and there are a lot of complications in providing humanitarian aid to Syria, given the fact that there are a lot of sanctions on Syria because of the situation in the country. Do you feel the world should also realize that this is an extraordinary situation and that the lacunas that are present as far as Syria is concerned should be lifted at least temporarily till Syria comes back on its own?
I'm expecting the human rights organizations, and I'm expecting the civil society to raise their voice on it and create a bottoms-up pressure on their respective government, because the sanction under these, disastrous management I think none of the countries and the people of respective countries would have that much of a heart to resist to it or to object to it, the lifting of the sanction. So lifting of the sanction, particularly for the relief work, lifting of the sanction, particularly for the rescue work, and that should be done when
All right, Ambassador, also I'd like to understand, when it comes to the United Nations and Syria, I'd like to also understand the perspective of the United Nations as far as Syria is concerned. It says, and I quote, exploring all avenues to get supplies to the rebel-held northwestern Syria, it has released $25 million from its emergency fund to help kickstart the humanitarian response in Turkey and Syria. This was said by Mr. Dujarric, who is the United Nations spokesperson. They also said that the UN is preparing a convoy to cross the conflict lines within Syria. Do you feel other organizations also need to follow suit?
No, the associated agencies of not only United Nations, but there are the regional organizations which I just mentioned, and those regional organizations, other than OIC, we have African Union, we have European Union, we have SADC, we have Shanghai Cooperation Organization, we have ECO. So all these regional organizations, they can also they gear up their resources and they can call for their extraordinary meeting and help them out. So regarding the sanction, in the humanitarian work, the sanction is much easier for them to lift, as they have done it already. Regarding the other sanctions, they can, if they want, if they wish, they can continue with the weapons and all that. There's no harm in that if they feel appropriate. But basically, important thing was the humanitarian aid and humanitarian assistance. People who are already suffered a lot. 4 million people became refugees. Hundreds and thousands of people they lost their life. The entire country devastated, and at the top of it now, the disaster of this magnitude and of this kind and of this size, the world should have the heart. The world should have a heart.
Dr. Jamil, also, you talked about the African Union, you talked about the European Union. Syria, I'd like to, add a little bit of information concerning the EU. Syria has activated the European Union Civil Protection Mechanism. The EU's head of crisis management, Mr. Nedarchich, has said this. He has said that this morning we have received a request from the government of Syria for assistance to the Civil Protection Mechanism. How swift can aid come to Syria under this protection mechanism?
Well, these are the tools, these are the vehicles, these are the engines to expedite and to expeditiously provide them the required assistance and required humanitarian tools to them. So I personally feel the way the planes are flying into the Turkey and Syria, it appears that this is just a matter of 24, 48 hours or maximum 72 hours. The things are really moving very fast. And the important and significant point here is that the world the community, both the civil society and the human rights, they should keep, and they would, we will find that, and they've started doing that, to raise their voice to remove any impediments in the war-torn country, which is Syria, which has already suffered so much that it is in the history, it would go into the history, the kind of suffering they have had. So you answered your question in one just line, that I expect that within 48 to 72 hours, they should have these pledges which the EU is saying. But more importantly, Syria, the Gulf countries, Syria is also the Arab world as a whole. I think they should also step forward, and they should also show their magnanimity, because Syria is a member of it, Arab League, so they should show their magnanimity too.
That is true. The magnanimity, I think, is very important in this time and in this age, when you see thousands and thousands of people being devastated by the earthquake. And as the WHO says, 23 million is not a small number. It reminds us of what happened here in Pakistan in 2005, and then now the floods that happened as a result of climate change. When it comes to Pakistan, having gone through such an event itself. Do you feel the efforts that it is making towards Turkey is because it understands how a country goes through and what it goes through once some devastation like an earthquake happens to it? Because whether it be the Prime Minister's Relief Fund for the Turkey earthquake victims, whether it be the international organizations like the Pakistan Red Crescent Society that has donated $50,000 US, whether it be the cabinet members who have donated 1 month of their salary, and whether it be all the philanthropists that are working together now to help Turkey. Do you feel Pakistan understands the plight of the people in Turkey and Syria because it has gone through this devastation itself?
No, Pakistan feels the pain in their heart. In fact, not only understand them, they quite understand them because they have really gone through that and they have seen how the rescue and relief work. It helps basically. Regarding the Red Crescent, Turkey was the first organization which landed in the area of earthquake affected area on the 8th of October 9th. Red Crescent Turkey was there. In the area. So Red Crescent, I'm myself a board member of Red Crescent, and that move was already just through the circulation, through the consultation, and now there are many more to come. And the Red Crescent Pakistan is mobilizing itself to really come up with the maximum, not only assistance, but it's more important in the relation of Turkey and Pakistan is that feelings. Pakistanis, they are already resonating those feelings, and Pakistanis showing that gestures. Turkey knows about Pakistan's handicaps and Pakistan's constraints so far as the finances are concerned, so far as the foreign exchange is concerned. But they I'm sure, they appreciate the gestures which is shown. So Pakistan has shown a very good gesture that within no time they were able to fly a C-130 with a full relief work, and when those relief workers
and also all the teams that are there, the teams that are there to help those there, the doctors, the nurses, the paramedic staff that are also there to help those who are in need. I think the gesture from Pakistan is exemplary, to say the least.
Quite right, and you'll see in the coming days and coming hours, you'll see some announcements from our philanthropic organizations, and you'll see that those they would also start flying to Turkey. Already there is a presence of EDP in Syria, and they are doing their work. I guess they will further mobilize, and there are other organizations, NGOs, they will mobilize from Pakistan, and they would also participate in this disaster affected area.
Thank you very much, Dr. Jamil Ahmed Khan Saab. That was the former ambassador and foreign affairs analyst, Dr. Jamil Ahmed Khan, discussing the latest as far as the earthquake that has hit Turkey and Syria is concerned. The number of casualties increases by the hour. A lot of people are getting together to garner all the support for these people who have been devastated by this earthquake that has, of course, damaged scores of buildings and, of course, damaged the lives of so many others as well. So many people have called it an apocalypse. So many people say that the internal wounds will never heal, but inshallah they will, with the support of the people of the world, with the support of countries such as Pakistan. Let's come to our second segment, ladies and gentlemen, and that concerns the Aman exercises as well as Pakistan International Maritime Expo and Conference. These are two important things that happen every year. Today, we are going to discuss the 8th part of this Aman exercises that are happening. 7 exercises have already happened, and this year in February, the 8th edition of the Aman exercises are going to happen, in which around 50 countries are going to participate. How important are Aman exercises for Pakistan, for the countries that participate, to further, strengthen the collaboration between the countries that are concerned, and also to show the world that as a bloc, Pakistan is holding a very important place in the region and in the world as well. That plus, of course, the Pakistan International Maritime Expo and Conference, how important is that as well, coinciding with the Aman exercises. We've been joined by 2 guests. Let me introduce them to you one by one. In the studios, we've been joined by Captain Hassan Ahmed. He joins us from the Pakistan Navy. Thank you very much, Captain Saab, to have joined us. Pleasure to have you here in the studio. And online, we've been joined by Reema Shaukat. She's an expert in maritime affairs. Reema, pleasure to have you on board, and the first time on my show as well. Let's begin with you, Captain Saab, and let's understand a little bit about PMEC before we go to the Aman exercises. What is PMEC? What are the objectives? Why was such a conference created in the first place?
If we see the first word is the expo. Expo means is basically the exhibition. It's the capacity which Pakistan has to offer to the world. So in the maritime sector especially, we have lot many exhibitions, expos going on, like ideas in which the companies, the defense companies are displaying their product. But you know, nowadays blue economy is a buzzword going around.
Exactly, it's a very important word.
Yes, it's a very important word. But what we are doing to do something in that field, in the field of blue economy, how we have to take advantages from that prospect. If we see the PMEC is one of the forum which actually promoting the blue economy. How it is promoting? We have given chance to more than 100 local firms to display their products which they can offer to the world and contribute in strengthening the economy of Pakistan.
And that is true. I think that also showcases Pakistani products and all the developments that Pakistan has made in the maritime sector and for the development of blue economy. Reema Shaukat, thank you very much to have joined us. It's a pleasure to have you on my show. Reema, blue economy, maritime sector in Pakistan and showcasing Pakistani products to the world. How important is that? A, to further strengthen Pakistan's economy. B, to also showcase to the world how important Pakistan's position as far as its geostrategic and geo-economic presence is concerned.
Thank you very much, Omar. It's always a pleasure to join you on this show. As discussed by our respected colleague from the Pakistan Navy, certainly this blue economy has become a buzzword. And if you recall, year 2020 was declared as the year of blue economy for the Pakistan, but unfortunately because of COVID pandemic, we were not able to explore the potentials which actually Pakistan has. So this blue economy being sustainable and multi-sectoral sector, it encompasses a variety of economic activities which are linked to the oceanic or blue resources. And side by side, Pakistan always tries to ensure the environmental sustainability if it is pursuing for the blue economy. So blue economy is just not only a fancy word, but as mentioned by you while giving the introduction for the first first Pakistan International Maritime Expo and the conference, it will range with a variety of, you can say, an initiative of Pakistan Navy in which multiple firms will be participating, not only from local side but from the foreign side. So it will definitely provide the chance to the manufacturers, also to the exporters, to enhance the blue economy. And once you were talking about the Aman exercises and PMEC, this also highlights the geostrategic importance of Pakistan in the Indian Ocean region.
That is true. Reema, kindly stay on line with us. Captain Hassan, when it comes to PMEC, would you kindly want to highlight some of the key objectives of this conference?
Actually, the objectives of these...
apart from business, strengthening business relationships between Pakistan and the countries that come to, of course, watch this expo.
Actually, see, the main aim is to B2B engagement or G2B engagement is the main aim of these expo and the conference. And conference, basically, we want to educate people. If you see, the people knows very less about sea and the...
even blue economy, not many know about the true potential of blue economy.
So, to create an awareness amongst the people, Pakistani people, or the Pakistani business community, or the bureaucrats, or the other associated organizations which can be explored for this purpose. Actually, this is the main aim of this conference and the expo. So to create awareness among our own people, so that they come to know that there is an avenue which is still unexplored. where we have lot of potential, where we can create lot of opportunities. Like, for example, lot of jobs are available in this field. Lot of aspects with respect to studies, like if somebody wants to do some, if you say the master degree or the other degree, so that they can help us in making the policies to tap the resources of the blue economy.
International maritime industry is gaining more and more momentum with time, and of course the importance cannot be undermined. How important is this forum as well to not only highlight Pakistan's positioning in the international maritime industry, but also invite people from different countries and different maritime industries to collaborate with Pakistan?
Yes, sure. If you see definitely the condition or the economy of our country is such that we need the investors not only from the country, but the foreign investors as well in this in Pakistan. Foreign investment, how we can explore that part of, once our local industry will display our product, that will invite the foreign investor. Okay, we can invest with them and we can get the benefit out of this.
All right. Reema, Shaukat, we talked about blue economy as an important term. Another important term is also maritime diplomacy. How would you categorize that in the current arena that the world is engulfed in and the current challenges that the different regions, including ours, is confronted with?
Omer, I would like to continue with the blue economy
All right.
Captain Shaw was mentioning, and then I'll come to this maritime diplomacy part. It is important to mention that blue economy just is not simple something related to sea. It includes a variety of activities and the multiple firms or the foreign delegates who are coming to Pakistan and showcasing their products. It shows they have the products from the exploration of seabed natural resources. We have 1,000 kilometers long coastline, and we are blessed with the abundance of natural resources, but unfortunately they are untapped, such as fish, hydrocarbons, minerals. There are potentials for the renewable energy, marine biotechnology, maritime industries, coastal tourism. So these are so many sectors in this blue economy that even if one is explored fully, it can provide a big support to Pakistan's appetite for growing economy. And when you talk about maritime diplomacy, if we on one side we are going to exhibit this Pakistan First International Maritime Expo and the conference simultaneously, which will be arranged by National Institute of Maritime Affairs. You see, on one side we will be highlighting and we will be presenting and showcasing the products we have, not only the local products but the international products, which will be displayed for our guests who will be visiting this expo. And side by side, when the Aman exercise will be going on, it is a big achievement on Pakistan's Navy, you can say Pakistan's Navy, because this is going to be an 8th exercise starting from 2007, which is being held after every 2 years. And it shows the trust of other navies on Pakistan. And when you say that 54 countries are going to come to Pakistan, it obviously shows their trust on Pakistan. You know, there was a time when the stigma of terrorism was attached to Pakistan. It is no more anymore. It shows the trust of international navies that they not only want to learn from Pakistan Navy, but they are also offering their support and their, the professionalism. They want to share their experiences in the seas and the oceans, and not only they want to learn from Pakistan Navy, but they also want to share their experiences with the Pakistan Navy. And indeed, it is a great platform, and certainly it marks the maritime diplomacy and the achievement of Pakistan Navy in this domain.
That is so true. That is so true, Reema. Coming back to you, Captain Hassan, what are the trends and the scientific approaches as far as the challenges that are related to the maritime industry are concerned? And can Pakistan's maritime industry collaborate with other important regional maritime industries in order to strengthen this region against common enemies?
If you particularly see on this aspect, I think this is a very vast field. First of all, we were talking about the maritime diplomacy.
Of course.
If we see, the word maritime diplomacy is not directly linked with the Pakistan Navy. You see, naval diplomacy is one part of maritime diplomacy.
I understand.
So if you create the awareness amongst the people of Pakistan that Pakistan Navy is one tentacle of the maritime diplomacy, we have to create awareness, or we have to create opportunities for the other avenues like exploration activities out at sea. If we have to explore something out at sea, some minerals or some stones or something like this, or even if you talk about the fishery fishing industry of the Pakistan, if we critically analyze our fishing industry is quite backward as compared to other nations like the China and the countries where their trawlers are operating in deep sea.
So when you understand each other's perspectives, points of views and commonalities, then you can join hands and further each other's perspectives as far as strengthening each other's maritime industries are concerned.
Yes, especially it will be once you need the assistance from some specialized community. Definitely you need to shake hands with them to create awareness. If we want to create awareness or collaboration between the fishing industry of Pakistan and fishing industry of some Chinese or something, some other country which has a
that is true, and also strengthen Pakistan's positioning in the region as far as our maritime industry is concerned, and we're not lagging behind any other maritime industry. We just need to showcase all the different concepts and issues that we have in a positive light to the world, to different maritime industries, and this PMEC is going to be an ideal forum for that as well. Reema, Shaukat, let's come to the Aman exercises. The 8th edition is going to be held this month. 7th edition was held in 2021. Very important exercises, around 50 countries participate in it, and the results are always extremely encouraging. When you look at the objectives, it is not only to promote Pakistan's positive image, but also consolidate our Navy's positioning in the regional maritime arena and the interoperability between the different maritime agencies of those countries that work together with Pakistan in this exercise. What have we achieved so far in the 7 previous exercises?
Umar, first, as I talked about earlier, that it shows the trust of the other navies on Pakistan, that they want to send their weapons to they want to send their warships, all the sensitive, you can say, the installations to the Pakistan, and they when they are on open seas, they jointly conduct exercises to strengthen their the drills, to strengthen their capabilities and monitor how they can facilitate each other. And certainly this Aman exercise provides this maritime security, and it is an effort to enhance regional and extra-regional cooperation and interoperability. Umar, I also want to highlight that Pakistan has the honor of commanding the Combined Task Force 151 many times, and it is very much important to highlight and tell the international audience that Pakistan is is showcasing its professionalism and ace in the field of maritime diplomacy and counter piracy in a way that Pakistan conducts the exercises in the open seas, in the Indian Ocean, and facilitates the other navies against the piracy if they happen in Gulf of Aden, Strait of Hormuz.